Hey, Arya.
Oh, that's now?
Yeah.
So guys, here at Hamilton High School, we have our robotics team 5510. So on our Facebook page, all our fans, all our supporters have been asking what's going on at Hamilton High School. So because of your request, because of you, the viewer, we're gonna show you. So right now we have Errol, who's the head of programming, who's gonna talk about what he did this week and just what his job is in general.
So in Team 5510, we use Java language in terms of programming. We're using Eclipse, which is the default program that first is given to us. But what we do is that we essentially try to get all the parts running and via the controller. And so for the past week, what we've been doing is getting it set up wirelessly, so we don't have to run gigantic cord connecting the laptop to the computer. At the same time, we've also been testing out on what kind of speeds that we want for the robot. At the same time, what kind of controls that we want. So let's say, do we control with one joystick, or can we control with two joysticks? And if we do control with two joysticks, do we control the left side and the right side, or perhaps movement and which way the robot is facing? So yeah.
So Errol, thank you for the interview. Now we're gonna get the details from the robot itself. So let's see. Oh, okay, cool. So we're here with the robot, the star. So tell us a little bit about what's going on with you and what's been happening this week. You had a crazy week this week, so just tell us a little bit what's going on.
So this past week has been really tough for me. I had my Roborio exchange because the Ethernet port wasn't working, which doesn't allow me to connect to the computer at all. At the same time, fuse broke, so I couldn't even get the old Roborio powered at all. So the nice people in Hamilton, they bought me a new Roborio, they bought me a new fuse just from the local Radio Shack, and yeah, they fixed me up real good, and now I can run wirelessly without a problem.
See, here at Hamilton, we care about humans and robots alike. Before we put anything in action, before we put the stuff together, we always need a 3D design to make sure everything is in proportions and just everything works. So to do that, we have our man Alex Zarkov, the man himself, who's the head of CAD and who does all the magic work. So Alex, tell them what you do.
Alright, well, I'm the head of CAD, and that means that I make all the 3D models, such as this one of our robot right here, which includes the drivetrain and all the additional parts that we are going to prototype in CAD. So I make all the parts so that they don't have to make the prototypes more than once, so we get all the dimensions and sizing correct within the size limitations before we actually build them out of the real good wood. So what you're looking at here is the robot with our ball intake and our gear intake, and this is our lift mechanism.
So Alex, this week, what did you work on? What were some of the things that you had to do?
Well, I've been working on the lift mechanism because this was the last bit to be designed, and it's going to be the last bit that we build onto the robot itself. So I've been trying to get the proportions of that right and fit everything within our size limitations.
Okay, so that was Alex Zarkov for CAD, so now we're off to the mechanical team. Besides all the metal and steel and all the stuff that we put in the robot, we need prototypes. We need stuff in wood. So here at Hamilton High School, we have a room with wood that's also a construction class. So right now we're gonna have an interview or just a small talk with the head of mechanical, Ethan Lane. So Ethan, talk about some things you do and what you did to help the robot this week.
As Arya said, I'm the head of mechanical, so I deal with building the robot, and I also fabricate the prototypes, and then after I fabricate the prototypes, I fabricate the actual thing. So this week I was building the gear intake, which is not finished yet, but I just finished gluing it yesterday. So what it is it's wood in the middle, and then we used plexiglass so we can see through it when we're actually driving the robot. So good talking with you, Arya.
We just interviewed the robot. We heard what happens on the inside. So let's talk to the person that actually takes care of the robot. We have Taya, the head of electrical.
Hello, and I'm Melanie, and I also work on electrical. So this week we actually found out that our Roborio was broken. So we had to order a new one, and it came here just yesterday. So what we did was we rewired the Roborio, and everything works fine now. And we'll just be adding in some different components if we need to do gear intake or ball mechanisms.
So guys, we just heard from electrical. We just heard from all the teams. So we have a goodbye.
Bye.